sorry, y'all. We're rolling out this morning. Uh, it's about 4:30 now. Heading out with a load, and it's about 34 degrees outside by my phone, which shouldn't be any ice or whatever on the road. It is, drizzling rain and all that fun stuff right now. But yeah. So we've got a cold spell coming in. It's going to be down. See, tomorrow, no, Saturday morning, I think it is. It's supposed to be 10 degrees for the temperature, and then the wind chill and all that. Uh, Around here in Virginia, it's supposed to be the, I think, record-setting cold Christmas we've had in I don't know how many years, maybe ever. But anyway, I remember a few years ago on Christmas we had, people walking around in shorts and flip flops. That's not going to be the case this year. But anyway, trying to get these loads off, get a little work done today before, the weather puts us out and holidays and all. Uh, Today is supposed to be, I think, mainly drizzle rain on and off. Like I said, it's about 34 degrees right now, and I think it's supposed to be around 40s today, so not too bad. But like I said, rolling out early. I guess there's still the potential to have black ice on the road, so I'm running a bit slower and a little more cautiously due to that. And this is my first year of driving a uh, it's not a true automatic because I still got a clutch and everything. It's technically a automatic over manual, they call it. But it does change the gears for you, like an automatic. But I can run it in manual mode, which is what I'm in right now. Um, just so, doesn't have any surprises. If it gets to spinning a little bit, it won't try to change gears up or down, or if I'm coasting across, a bridge, generally, bridges will freeze before the road will. I guess maybe most bridges are made out of concrete instead of asphalt. At least the ones around here, small bridges, maybe that has something to do with it. But I guess maybe just being over water like they usually are just makes it a little bit colder than the highway. I don't know, but most of the bridges around here has signs up letting people know that it will freeze before the road will. But like I say, uh, that's what I recommend if you're driving, in this kind of stuff where you're not quite sure if you're going to see ice or not, or maybe the roads are bad and you're trying to get somewhere where you can stop or whatever. If you do have an automatic truck that has a manual mode, I recommend using that. And I like to stay around 1500 RPMs, give or take a little bit either way. Gives you a good little range, I think, to where you can, slow down a little bit, speed up a little bit, and 1500, you're not, it's not turning as fast and as powerful, if that makes any sense to you, as, say, tacking 20. If you're tacking 20, the truck will spin a lot faster and harder to maintain control than if you're running about 15. If you're running about 15 and it goes up a little bit, you can, back off a little bit. But if you're already tacking 20, as soon as it spins, it's going to, jerk a little bit. So, like I said, I don't think it's any ice out here anyway. I haven't run into any yet, so I do have the Jake brake on. But if I was more concerned with that, or I knew for sure that there was a little ice out here, a little snow, I either wouldn't run the Jake at all, or I'd run it on the lowest setting, or maybe the next to the lowest. So I wouldn't run it on full blast. All the Jake brakes that I've have experience with have three modes. The first one being the lowest, that's going to work two cylinders of the engine. When you let off, it's going to work two cylinders for the Jake. The middle setting is going to work four, and the third most powerful setting is going to work all six. And like I said, you can tell just by driving in normal conditions of which one you got your Jake set on, the difference it feels. When you get the first setting on and you let off, it just barely makes a little noise, and you don't really slow down that much. Where if you got it on number 3, where you got the full-on 6 cylinders, I mean, it's like putting on brakes. So if you're on snow or some ice or something like that, you're not going to want that much Jake. It's going to get you in trouble. It's going to cause it to slide a little bit, and it's going to be hard to maintain and get back control. And you really, in ice and snow conditions in these big trucks like this, if you slide just a little bit, I mean, that trailer gets crazy. But if you got a load on, it's easier to maintain control in my experience. It may not be everybody's experience, but in my experience, pulling with a load on, you have more control than you do when you're empty, or especially when you're bobtailing. Now, I'm mainly a log truck driver. That's mainly what I have experience with. And, the trailers we run are older trailers. They don't have all the ABS stuff and, all that new technology. So when you hit the brakes, them old trailers, they'll lock up when you ain't got no weight on them. When you're unloaded and the road is slick, you touch your brakes, that trailer will come around in a heartbeat. So what you can do when you drive like you got some sense to start with, don't run wide open, go slow. But you can pull that valve in here, that trolley valve they call it, a little bit and put the brakes on the trailer and kind of slow you down from the back first. Or what we have done, if it's too bad, we'll pull over and stop somewhere. And this is definitely not legal advice or DOT approved, I'd say. But these old trailers, they don't have spring brakes on them, so when the air leaks off, the brakes release and it'll free roll. So what we'll do is stop, cut your air off to the trailer, pull your valve out, get under the trailer where the tank is at, and some of them have a turn thing, some of them have a pull string, and you just have to hold it. But let all the air to that storage tank on the trailer to where them brakes release, and then just run it, like I said, being empty. Just go where you're going with the trailer brakes off. Don't push your valve in the truck. When you get back in, just release your truck brakes and go up the road just using the truck. That'll keep it from getting so squirrely when you put the brakes on when it's slick. But another thing too, when you're going and you're going slow, and it's snow on the road and ice and all this kind of stuff, running 20, 25 miles an hour, crawling. Especially when you go up a little hill or something like that. You can't do it while your tires are spinning because it'll tear something up. But, if you're just easing up the road and you're free rolling or whatever, or the tires ain't spinning, you can reach over and lock in your interaxial differential. And that'll make your differentials work where, normally when you're going up the road, you just got one axle back there pulling. Where you lock that in, you're using both of them. Like I said, I don't recommend you use it, in normal conditions or at a high rate of speed or anything like that. But when it's slick, you can flip it on, and especially if you're going up a little hill or something like that, or even coming down a hill, that'll make them kind of sync together and maintain more of the same speed, coming down a hill. You don't want to use it, on a dry road, and you don't want to use it when you're making a hard, sharp turn and them axles are biting. It's hard on it, just like if you're trying to, turn a four-wheel drive pickup. When you got it locked in four-wheel drive and you're going straight, it's pretty easy. But when you try to make a hard turn, you cut that wheel all the way around. That front end is grabbing and biting and jumping. So, something to consider. Maybe it's something that, help you out. And, maybe it's something that might help more or less new truck drivers or inexperienced truck drivers or, things like that. I'm not, the greatest truck driver that ever held a steering wheel, and I don't claim to be, but I've been out here for, quite a while now, doing, the log truck. Generally, we don't run in snow and ice if we can help it. Sometimes you just get caught with your pants down. We used to haul up to Covington, which is up in, more of the mountains up near West Virginia. And, it can be sunshining down here where we, live and haul from. And when you get up there, man, you get caught in a, heck of a snowstorm coming back. And, I've been up there and got caught in the snowstorm or sleet and all, what I'm talking about, with that trailer coming around. And I've had to stop and, kill the air to the trailer and just run on the truck brakes. It's a lot easier to maintain control that way. Like I said, I didn't take off with, snow and ice on the ground on purpose. I just got caught in it. I don't recommend you to take off in that kind of weather either. We've never run chains around here, so I don't have any experience with that. Like I said, down here in Virginia and mainly pulling wood, usually we run local runs, so we kind of know what the weather's like generally, unless we have to haul somewhere like that. And, we just don't have experience with chains and stuff, so I can't help you. I can't speak on that. But being log trucks, we've been, mainly off-road. So you learn how to drive in the, mud, and using those differential axles like that, getting in out of the woods is, when it's wet, it's pretty much a daily basis. Every load you come in, you flick it on until you get back out again. Even still, a lot of times you got to get pushed and pulled around with the skidders and stuff, but it does help. It does make a lot of difference. That differential really helps. We run usually a more aggressive tire than a lot of trucks do on the highway. It's kind of like an all-terrain tire. I mean, they make some super aggressive ones, but, you don't want to run anything too aggressive out here on the road. You'll tear your rear ends up. Some of the boys have dedicated, spot trucks in the woods. A lot of times they're older, trucks that are, made tougher for one thing, but, just older trucks is just for that. I mean, they don't go on the highway. They're pretty much a dedicated piece of equipment. And they they have real aggressive tires. They've got like a tractor tread on them, so they'll get down and eat. But you don't want to run anything that aggressive on your highway trucks. Number one, it'll tear your rear ends up. Number two, it would be hard to drive something that aggressive on the road. You'd be sliding around everywhere on pavement. But hopefully you're enjoying the videos. Hopefully you get something out of them, maybe learn something. And I appreciate everybody watching and supporting and sharing the videos and everything like that. All the comments is welcome. All the questions is welcome. Like I said, I don't claim to be, the most expert on truck driving or, you know, logging or any of these things, but any questions that I can answer or, anything like that I can do to help somebody, I'll be glad to do it. Especially this day and time. Uh, I just think that, logging and trucking and this kind of work is really, really going extinct. It's something that generally around in my area, older folks do, you know, 40, 50, 60, 70 years old, still out here doing it. There's not a lot of young people that is getting into this kind of work. Most of them want something easy. To be honest with you, most of them don't want to work at all. They want just get paid for sitting around doing nothing. Even if they have a job, they don't want a hard working job. They don't want a tough job. They don't want a job working out in the heat and working out in the cold and everything like that. They want to be babied. That you know, there's a few of them, in my generation that's like me, but most of them I wouldn't give you two nickels for. I'm a millennial. I just turned 30 this year, so really not that old, but it's just a sad state of the way people are nowadays, in my opinion. I grew up, my dad's old school, and that's the way I grew up. You work for a living, you work for what you got, and doing real work like this. He always told me that, you don't want to do this, you want to go to school and, you know, do something smart, be a doctor or a lawyer or somebody like that, and not have to work this hard and make more money, but it just ain't in my blood. I couldn't stand a public job. I couldn't stand an inside job. If I had to sit in there at a cubicle and work a computer for 8 hours a day, you just might as well shoot me. I'd be like a dog caged up. But anyway, I guess that's all I got for this video. Uh, Hopefully I'll have some, better quality content coming out. I know this is, you really can't see me. It's in the dark and it's just talking. I'm not really showing anything and all that stuff. With the winter coming on, I'm sure we'll have some good things to make videos about. And everybody just be safe out there, especially the ones that's, logging and truck driving like I am. You kind of get stuck in it. I know a lot of other, they call blue collar jobs is the same way. Hauling cows, working construction, you know, plowing roads with a snow plow, farming, all those kind of things. Uh, all right. Appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.